America, NBC Nightly News Tonight.
Welcome back to Phoenix, everyone. You know, this city is home to the National Make-A-Wish Foundation, one of the most popular and respected nonprofit organizations in the entire country. Since its inception in 1980, it has granted some 30,000 wishes to children with life-threatening illnesses, always without controversy. That is, until now. The problem started when a 17-year-old boy named Eric Ness, described as terminally ill with a brain tumor, was granted his wish to hunt a Kodiak bear. Since the boy's family are hunters, the regional chapter saw no problem granting the request. But Make-A-Wish has come under fire from animal rights activists as well as many of its own supporters. Meanwhile, the hunt continues in Alaska with no word yet on whether a bear has in fact been killed. Then late last week, the boy's mother made a surprise announcement. She said her son is now cancer-free, which only made matters worse for this organization. Doug Elmitz is on the National Board of Directors of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Doug, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Katie.
I should mention that I actually did a fundraiser for this organization in Washington on Saturday.
Great, thank you.
Let's talk about this. What is the status of this young man's trip? Is he still in Alaska? Has he come home?
He's in Alaska right now. Hopefully he is unaware of any of the controversy that's going on back here, and he's having the wish of his lifetime.
Let me ask you, this wish has resulted in a great deal of criticism by animal rights activists, but also by supporters, longtime supporters of your organization. Do you think this wish should have been granted?
Well, you know, America is essentially a mosaic of lifestyles, values, and attitudes, and what may be appropriate in Minnesota may not be appropriate in Los Angeles. What we need to do is we need to reflect that diversity. We're a grassroots, community-based organization. It's a bottom-up organization, and it is a perfectly legal act. Is it a wish that you would have accepted or asked for? Probably not. But this is something that Eric has done his entire life. It's part of American culture. It's been part of his history. And this is something he desperately wanted to do.
So you have no problem whatsoever with the wish?
That's correct. We stand by him. We stand by Eric. And we wanted him to be able to go and pursue his dream to go on a trip like that.
Some people, Doug, see a kind of perverse irony in the fact that a very sick young man would want to kill another creature. I'm sure you've heard that argument. Mm-hmm. What do you say to them? Well,
what has been lost in this debate, Katie, is essentially between the animal rights community and those that are sportsmen, and that is the 37,000 wishes that have been granted by 11,000 volunteers all across the United States who give their heart and soul to kids who have life-threatening illnesses.
There's no doubt that this is a great organization in many respects, but this particular act, what do you say to those people who say, somehow this doesn't seem right?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but again, you know, America is a mosaic of different lifestyles, and what is acceptable in Minnesota may not be acceptable in Los Angeles.
I know that you all are rethinking your policies,
right.
Doug. Are you going to have more national oversight for these regional chapters? Because I know the wishes are granted chapter by chapter, as you mentioned.
That's correct.
But should there be some kind of clearinghouse, some kind of approval mechanism in place?
Well, this started out as a grassroots organization, and part of the beauty of this organization is that our chapters can deal with children on a local level in their various area. We are going to review the policy. I can't prejudge how that's going to be. But clearly, because of this controversy, we are going to review it and make a determination at some point in the near future.
This young man's mother says he is cancer-free. Mm-hmm. What do you make of that?
Well, in fact, many of the wishes that we grant are for children who have life-threatening illnesses, not necessarily terminal. Eric's doctor signed a medical authorization saying that Eric did meet the requirements for wishes granted by Make-A-Wish, that his brain tumor was viewed as being life-threatening. The good news, Katie, is that many of our wish children go on to live happy, healthy, normal lives. What we're offering by these wishes is a respite away from medical procedures, hospitals, so that they can get away from this for just a short period of time. And in fact, what we understand is that many of these wishes actually help these kids get through their disease.
All right. Doug Elmitz from Make-A-Wish. I know it's too early to tell if this is going to affect fundraising, but obviously you're concerned about that.
Well, we appreciate your taking the time, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug. Up next, the Rattlesnake Man and his wife. But first, from Phoenix, this is Today on NBC.